B&B spoilers, Taylor has a hard decision, Deacon isn't off limits. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers document that Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, has a good reason to reject credit for Deacon Sharp's, Sean Cannon, marital reconciliation. She's hiding her developing feelings for Sheila Carter Sharp's, Kimberlyn Brown, husband. Deacon was open about Sheila. He felt betrayed by her after she confirmed knowing that her granddaughter, the now late Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, didn't die on Lee Nozawa's, Naomi Matsuda, operating table. It was very unusual for Taylor to agree to see Deacon. While she initially encouraged him to accept a referral, Budig's character lamented. Viewers soon learned why. Deacon Sharp seeks a better life. Feeling that Sheila was his long-sought soulmate was natural. He, like B&B's most notorious villain, was a general outcast in this version of Los Angeles, California. After being released from prison, he wanted to re-establish his bond with Hope Logan, Annika Noel. In soap time, this was years before her half-brother, Deke Sharp, Harrison Cohn, returned to town as the SORAS, soap opera Rapid Aging Syndrome, edition of Deacon's son. With both parental boxes currently checked, romance is next. Sheila meets all of his hopes in terms of excitement. But concealing Luna's existence reinforced his fear that he'll never be able to trust his wife. Taylor Hayes is on a veiled rebound. Taylor played off Ridge Forrester's, Torsten K., most recent rejection as acceptable. She hasn't said much or even vented about his break of their short engagement, which is telling. She loves Ridge and shares 3 children with him. There's nothing that can be done about his relationship or whatever one wants to term the 9 marriages he has with Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang. Taylor is forcing herself to move on, which includes burying herself in work and having Deacon as one of her patients. What Taylor really feels is an aloneness. Why else accept Deacon's forward advances, especially in her psychiatry office? Yet, she didn't allow Deacon to cross what would have been unethical boundary lines. They hugged, and that was it. However, ongoing extended stares into each other's eyes convey clear messages. Sheila Carter Sharp doesn't know yet. Sheila was concerned that Taylor would take advantage of Deacon's vulnerability. She also felt that the bad history with Steffi Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline McInnes would compel Taylor to urge Deacon to leave Sheila. But Taylor encouraged forgiveness and a second chance, which Deacon grudgingly accepted. He openly admits still loving Sheila, but had to force himself to return to their home, with viewers noticing that the setting was upgraded. The audience feels the flashpoint on the daytime horizon. Sheila will either catch Deacon and Taylor going beyond a warm embrace, or she'll eavesdrop on some admission from either party. The drama will erupt if that person is Taylor, and the verbal threat Sheila made against her life will then become more than a reckless, offhanded statement. This site is a leading source for everything linked to the Bold and the Beautiful. Check back regularly for B&B spoilers and news. Today, the world of the Bold and the Beautiful is shrouded in a cloud of profound sadness and agonizing drama. Fans are reeling from the latest spoilers confirming a new, devastating reality. B&B spoilers, Taylor has a hard decision, Deacon isn't off limits. This isn't just a twist, it's a monumental, gut-wrenching moment that threatens to shatter the fragile peace in Los Angeles and redefine the line between ethics, revenge, and forbidden love. Dr. Taylor Hayes, the pillar of grace and professionalism, is staring into an abyss of temptation, and the consequences will be tragically far-reaching. The unthinkable connection, a tragedy of temptation. The core tragedy lies in the burgeoning, undeniable chemistry between Dr. Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp. What began as a professional relationship, Taylor reluctantly taking Deacon on as a patient to counsel him on his disastrous marriage to the monstrous Sheila Carter, has spiraled into an emotional entanglement neither of them can control. Deacon, a man striving to walk the straight and narrow path, finds in Taylor not a rival to his ex-lover Brooke, but a genuine source of compassion, stability, and non-judgmental acceptance. For years, Deacon has been caught in the shadow of Brooke and the terrifying grip of Sheila. Taylor, the renowned psychiatrist, sees the vulnerable man beneath the ex-con facade, a man yearning for real love and a family he can be proud of. She offers him an emotional haven, a stark contrast to the chaos and deception that define his life with Sheila. Conversely, Taylor has spent a lifetime being Ridge Forrester's second choice, perpetually waiting in the wings while he inevitably returned to his destiny, Brooke Logan. Deacon's sincere admiration is a balm to her wounded heart. He urges her to move on from Ridge, to make room for new joy, a sentiment that resonates deeply with her current state of heartbreak. The shared vulnerability, culminating in a passionate, albeit guilt-ridden, kiss, confirmed what the spoilers hinted at: Deacon is no longer off limits. The hard decision, ethical collapse or karmic justice? Taylor's hard decision is agonizingly complex. As a highly respected psychiatrist, pursuing a relationship with a former patient, especially one who is still married, even to a monster like Sheila, represents a catastrophic breach of professional ethics. Her entire career, her reputation, and her children's respect are on the line. Yet, there is a sinister justification that makes this path so tempting: the dark, delicious lure of karmic payback. Deacon's wife is none other than Sheila Carter, the woman who shot Taylor and left her for dead years ago, forcing her family to mourn a loss that wasn't real. Sheila is the woman who recently shot Taylor's daughter, Steffi, and Finn. Taylor's attraction to Deacon is interwoven with a primal desire for retribution. If Deacon were married to anyone else, this situation would be clear-cut. But Sheila Carter is a special case with a violent history. Many believe Taylor would be justified in pursuing Deacon. This is seen as karmic payback for Sheila's past actions. Is this a path to true happiness, or merely a sophisticated, professional woman using a dangerous man as a weapon against her archenemy? This moral ambiguity is the core of the profound sadness in this storyline. Taylor, who prides herself on her integrity, is contemplating a choice that will forever compromise her soul, all for a man who is the complete opposite of her traditional love, Ridge. The fallout: a family divided, a monster unleashed. The potential relationship between Taylor and Deacon is a ticking time bomb with the capacity to decimate the entire Forrester-Logan dynamic. The Logans and Forresters, the shockwaves will be immediate. Brooke Logan's reaction to her lifelong rival dating her ex-husband, and the father of her daughter, Hope, will be volcanic. The old rivalry will be reignited with a terrifying new ferocity. Ridge, who still sees Taylor as his emotional safety net, will be stunned and betrayed. Steffi's dilemma: Steffi Forrester, Taylor's fierce defender, will be caught in an impossible position. She is disgusted by Deacon's history and terrified of Sheila, but she idolizes her mother. While she might justify her mother's actions as a form of karma against Sheila, her husband, Finn, Sheila's son, will likely view actions as reckless and wrong, potentially causing a major rift in the Finnegan marriage. The Sheila factor: this is the most frightening outcome. Deacon and Taylor's romance is the spark that will undoubtedly send Sheila Carter back to her darkest, most dangerous self. Sheila is already furious about being uninvited to Hope and Liam's wedding, an anger she vented directly at Taylor. If she loses her husband, the one man she believes truly loves her, to the woman who has been her enemy for decades, the resulting spiral of violence will put everyone's life in jeopardy. A sad day for hope and healing. Today's news is a tragedy not because of a death, but because of the death of hope for a peaceful future. Taylor was once the voice of reason, the professional who could rise above the petty, perpetual battles of the fashion world. Now, she is sinking into the same murky waters of passion and revenge that have consumed her enemies. She has a choice: turn back now and rebuild the professional boundary, or take the leap into a forbidden romance that promises both profound passion and catastrophic consequences. Deacon is vulnerable, Taylor is yearning, and the temptation is overwhelming. The fact that Deacon isn't off limits is the most heartbreaking news of all, confirming that Taylor is seriously considering trading her moral high ground for a chance at love, justice, and ultimately, a path to chaos orchestrated by a shared enemy. Fans are left to watch, agonizingly, as Taylor Hayes stands on the brink, knowing that her decision to cross the line with Deacon Sharp will not only change her life but unleash a new reign of terror from the one person she should fear the most. The tragedy of Deacon Sharp is that the man he is today is constantly haunted by the man he was yesterday. For years, fans of The Bold and the Beautiful have watched the former schemer, ex-con, and ultimate bad boy struggle to claw his way out of the darkness and into the light of respectability. He has fought sobriety, fought for his daughter's acceptance, and even fought for the successful ownership of his restaurant, Illinois Giardino. Yet, despite his visible, heartfelt attempts at reform, a single, toxic mistake, his secret marriage to the notorious villainess, Sheila Carter, has just detonated his entire world, pushing him back to the very brink of the abyss. Today, Deacon Sharp isn't just seeking a better life, he is fighting a losing battle for his soul, and the devastating news is that the good life he yearns for seems utterly unattainable. The crushing weight of Sheila's shadow. Deacon's latest downfall is a classic Greek tragedy woven into a daytime drama. His relationship with Sheila began in secrecy and compromise. He, the eternal outsider, found unexpected comfort and acceptance with the one person in Los Angeles who judged him less than the Forrester and Logan families. He shielded her, he loved her, and he ultimately married her, believing he could somehow tame the monster or, at the very least, outrun the consequences. The sad news of the present day stems from the brutal, public exposure of their marriage. When that truth was revealed, it didn't just break the promise of their relationship, it shattered the fragile trust he had meticulously rebuilt with his daughter, Hope Logan. Hope, the emotional epicenter of Deacon's world, had finally lowered her guard, allowing him to be a consistent father and grandfather. She stood by him when others scorned him, believing in his capacity for change. The heartbreaking reality is that by aligning himself with the one person Hope and the rest of the family feared most, Deacon delivered a crushing blow to his daughter, essentially validating every negative opinion Ridge, Brooke, and Liam ever held about him. The most devastating part of this whole saga is watching Deacon realize that by trying to build a new life with Sheila, he accidentally destroyed the only other life that mattered, the one with Hope. The solitary road to redemption. In the wake of Sheila's arrest, or dramatic exit, depending on the day, Deacon has been left utterly isolated. The high-engagement tragedy is that he is now embarking on a solitary, grueling, and publicly doubted road to redemption. He is a man who now has everything, a successful restaurant, a growing connection with his recently returned son, Deke Sharp, and the respect of his employees, and simultaneously nothing. The most valuable currency in his life, Hope's unshakable belief, is now devalued, making his professional achievements feel hollow. His current storyline reflects a deep, internal sadness. The uninvited father, we see the sadness most acutely in moments like Hope's recent wedding to Liam. Deacon was invited, yes, but only to fulfill his role as the biological father of the bride. His estranged wife, Sheila, was unequivocally banned. This public delineation of good and evil, with his marriage on the evil side, forced Deacon to face his choices alone, standing on the periphery while the rest of the family celebrated their unity. He is still a man on the outside looking in, despite his best efforts to step into the light. The impossible hope, Deacon's desperation is palpable. He has turned to the most unlikely of sources for counsel, Dr. Taylor Hayes. His sessions with Taylor are not about strategy, they are pleas for validation, a desperate attempt to prove he can compartmentalize and move forward. Yet, every moment he spends seeking professional help, a sign of genuine self-improvement, is twisted by a vengeful Sheila, who views their meetings not as therapy, but as a blossoming romantic threat. Deacon is trapped, seek help and face Sheila's wrath, or abandon his quest for peace and lose hope forever. The walls of skepticism. For Deacon, a better life means more than just being sober and owning a restaurant, it means escaping the constant, suffocating skepticism of the Forrester-Logan-Spencer clan. This is the enduring, sad reality that crushes him daily. He can own the most popular eatery in town, Illinois Giardino. He can walk his daughter down the aisle. He can even try to mend fences with his son, Deke. But the judgment remains, Ridge and Liam will never see him as anything but a criminal in a suit. Their constant warnings to Hope, he's just using you, it's only a matter of time before he messes up, are the emotional shackles Deacon can never truly break. This lack of belief is Deacon's greatest sadness. He is fundamentally alone in his belief that he has changed. When he stumbles, they pounce, not with disappointment, but with a smug, "I told you so." A better life. The fragile new beginning. The current good news, a small, fragile counterpoint to the overwhelming sadness, is the arrival of his son, Deke Sharp. Deke's aspiration to work alongside Hope at Forrester Creations and Deacon's attempts to mentor him offer a glimpse of the family life Deacon was never allowed to have. Yet, even this fragile hope is fraught with danger. Deacon must now not only navigate his own path but ensure his son isn't tainted by the Sharp name. He has to fight the battle all over again, defending Deke's ambition against the inevitable Forrester scrutiny. In the end, Deacon Sharp's sad news isn't a funeral or a jail sentence, it's the crushing realization that he may never truly be free. He has broken the chains of addiction and poverty, but the chains of his past actions and the judgment of the world's most powerful families remain unbroken. Deacon Sharp's quest for a better life is a testament to resilience, but it is also a profound. The airwaves today like a catastrophic earthquake, sending shockwaves through the hearts of fans worldwide. Dr. Taylor Hayes, the iconic and endlessly beleaguered psychiatrist of Los Angeles high society, is reportedly embarked on a veiled rebound. The phrase itself, a cruel oxymoron of emotional instability, suggests a quiet desperation hidden beneath the practiced serenity of her professional demeanor. It's a tragedy unfolding in plain sight, another layer of profound sadness for a woman who has endured enough public and private agony for 10 lifetimes. For decades, Taylor Hayes has been the very definition of a woman caught between two worlds, the unwavering professional dedication of a world-renowned psychiatrist and the tumultuous, often devastating, reality of her personal life. The latest sting, the utterly crushing, yet depressingly predictable, end of her recent engagement to the love of her life, Ridge Forrester, left her exposed and vulnerable once more. It was a rejection not just of a marriage proposal, but of her very hopes for a stable, enduring future. Ridge, as he has done countless times before, ultimately returned to Brooke Logan, leaving Taylor to pick up the pieces of a dream she had dared to believe was finally within her grasp. The anatomy of a veiled rebound. What, exactly, is this veiled rebound that has the gossip columns buzzing and fans reaching for the nearest box of tissues? It's not the usual spectacular, in-your-face soap opera pairing. It's not a whirlwind romance with a new billionaire rival or a daring dalliance with an unexpected bad boy. Instead, the whispers suggest something far more insidious, a relationship of convenience and emotional triage. The veiled aspect implies a partner who is perhaps already entangled, or whose connection to Taylor is viewed with suspicion and distaste by her loved ones. Current reports point to an increasingly close relationship with Deacon Sharp, the reformed, or so we hope, ex-con, father of Hope Logan, and, most crucially, a man whose ex-wife, the infamous Sheila Carter, has found an unlikely, dangerous confidant in Taylor. The sheer sadness of this potential coupling lies in its motivation. For Taylor, a woman who truly desires a deep, authentic love, a connection with Deacon, a man who is constantly battling his own demons and the scorn of the Forrester/Logan clans, feels less like a choice and more like a surrender. It's the action of a woman who is tired of fighting for the perfect man, tired of being the second choice, and settling for a relationship where the stakes are lower and the expectations are minimal. It's a sad, quiet retreat from the glamorous, high-stakes drama that has defined her life. The professional-personal conflict. The tragedy is compounded by Taylor's profession. As a psychiatrist, she is trained to understand, diagnose, and treat the very emotional trauma she is now manifesting. Her involvement with Deacon is rooted in her role as his therapist, a massive ethical line she has either crossed or dangerously blurred. The ethical erosion, for Taylor, whose moral compass has always been one of her most defining traits, despite a few regrettable moments, like shooting Bill Spencer, this professional compromise signals a deep spiritual and emotional crisis. The woman who once helped a dying Caroline Spencer find peace and fought tirelessly for her children's happiness is now seeking solace in the therapeutic relationship, turning a professional bond into a desperate personal lifeline. The daughter's distress, imagine the heartbreak of Steffi Forrester Finnegan. The daughter who idolizes her mother, who has always championed her happiness with Ridge, must now watch her brilliant, beautiful mother seek connection with a man Steffi views with suspicion, and whose life is inextricably linked to the crazy Sheila Carter, the woman who shot both Steffi and her husband, Finn. This veiled rebound is not just Taylor's secret, it is a source of immense conflict and pain for her children, a sad distraction from her role as the pillar of the Forrester family. Why this rebound feels so much darker. In the world of soap opera, rebounds are common, they are plot devices. But Taylor's latest rumored entanglement feels different, heavier. It carries the weight of finality. The exhaustion of Team Taylor, fans have rallied around Team Taylor for years, believing that she deserved a happy ending, a victory over the perpetual Brooke Logan love triangle. Her recent wedding was supposed to be the moment. Ridge's last-minute capitulation to Brooke was a punch to the gut of the entire fan base, and this subsequent rebound feels like Taylor herself giving up the fight. She is choosing the shadows over the spotlight, suggesting a loss of faith in her own worthiness of true happiness. The ghost of Ridge, every moment, every shared look, every kiss in this new, veiled relationship will be measured against the memory of Ridge. The love wasn't a slow burn or a casual fling, it was a decades-long, soul-deep connection. A rebound, veiled or otherwise, can never truly banish that ghost. It only serves as a temporary shelter from the storm of grief. The Sheila factor, the connection to Deacon, brings the constant, volatile threat of Sheila Carter into Taylor's orbit. Taylor is not only settling for a rebound, but a dangerous one that could jeopardize her practice, her freedom, and even her life. This reckless abandon suggests she may feel she has nothing left to lose. A plea for the true Dr. Hayes. The news of this veiled rebound is not sad in the superficial sense of a failed relationship, it is deeply, profoundly sad because it signifies the breaking of one of the show's most dignified and compassionate characters. Taylor Hayes has always represented grace under pressure, the intellectual counterpoint to the emotional chaos of the Forrester and Logan families. To see her reduced to an ethical tightrope walker, seeking emotional crumbs in a precarious situation, is to watch a truly good person lose her way. We are left to wonder, is this merely a brief, misguided detour, or has the endless cycle of heartbreak finally extinguished the light of Dr. Taylor Hayes? Will her children intervene? Can she pull back from the brink before this veiled rebound turns into a public catastrophe? The current storyline is less a thrilling plot twist and more a poignant character study on emotional survival. It's a reminder that even the strongest, most intelligent women can be undone by a lifetime of loving a man who refuses to fully love them back. Today, the world of LA high fashion is cloaked in a collective grief for the beautiful, broken woman who is trying to heal herself by dangerously treating another. Extinguish the light of Dr. Taylor Hayes? Will her children intervene? Can she pull back from the brink before this veiled rebound turns into a public catastrophe? The current storyline is less a thrilling plot twist and more a poignant character study on emotional survival. It's a reminder that even the strongest, most intelligent women can be undone by a lifetime of loving a man who refuses to fully love them back. Today, the world of LA high fashion is cloaked in a collective grief for the beautiful, broken woman who is trying to heal herself by dangerously treating another. Back from the brink before this veiled rebound turns into a public catastrophe? The current storyline is less a thrilling plot twist and more a poignant character study on emotional survival. It's a reminder that even the strongest,